Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And in less than 24 hours, folks, in less than 24 hours, I will be landing in the great state of Florida. Name is Florida.
Very good.
Name of a state.
Going to the orange capital of the world, folks.
All right, yes, and I'm gonna see a lot of oranges, dragon, a lot of gators. You know what? I might even go to fucking Legoland. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. I'm clearly gonna go there for Disney World. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, Dragon, just to preface this, as you know, I went to Disney World for my first time back in February. I had a wonderful time with my dear grandmother. But my grandmother, she's getting up there in age. With all due respect, I love her to death, but let's just say she can't really keep up with a strapping young lad such as myself and everything that I want to accomplish in a Disney World trip. So I definitely compromised some things on that trip to make her happy, and I love her to death for it, and it was an amazing trip. But let's just say, Dragon, even the makings of this trip kind of originated maybe on like day 2 or 3 of my trip back in March, where I was just like, Grandma, I love you, and this is a great trip and everything, but I swear to God, on my own dime, I am coming back here, and I'm coming back here for a whole week, and I'm gonna do it solo. And so, lo and behold, Dragon, here we are right now. I'm gonna take off tomorrow. I'm gonna fly down there. I'm probably gonna get into Florida, the Orlando International Airport, about 9 o'clock Eastern time. I'm probably going to be arriving at my resort, which is the All Star Music Resort, about 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll just go from there. All right, so before we start, Dragon, we're doing something a little bit unconventional for the trip report this time around, which is why we're doing this early, which is why we're kind of laying out a battle plan. You want to tell them about it, Dragon?
Yeah, sure. So, folks, here's the general rule of thumb. So, basically, when Tiki returns from his trip and he regales us with his adventures, we're basically going to give him kind of a scoring system on how well he did, how well he stuck to said plan, how well he kind of honored his big kind of Scarlet O'Hara moment that I shall come back to Disney World of my own time and I shall never go hungry again. One of those moments. And anyway, so essentially,
That's very accurate to how it went down, Dragon. That's very accurate.
da, 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 da. Anyway. Okay, no, but all seriousness, so essentially, folks, I'm going to keep it simple. There are 6 categories I'm going to be judging Tiki on. 6 categories, probably judging him on a number of other things, but the main thing is going to be judging him on our 6 categories on a 5 point system, which means in total it'll be out of 30. Okay, so 6 categories out of 5, which added up
Now,
will be
just to
out
be
of
clear,
30.
Dragon, because I'm not really sure about this myself. Are you doing each? Are you grading each individual day, or are you going to grade the trip as a whole?
Well, I think it's going to be as a whole. So basically, by the end of the days, I was have kind of basically I'll be tracking along with you how you're doing through the days, and I guess either some sort of tally system or something just to figure out like how you did comparatively through the whole trip as a whole, and then give you the final rating. That'd be my goal.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, but you follow me, right? So again, here are the 6 categories. Again, it's gonna be out of 5. Like I'll give him a number out of 5, and then by the end we'll see we'll add them together and see how well he did out of the 30. So category number 1. We'll go over this again as we go through it. Just kind of a little refresher, but again, and plus, we'll of course when he comes back with a little mini refresher on what the whole rating system rating thing is. So, one, there's layout. Now, layout essentially is how well Tiki stuck to the overall plan. Like how well, basically, the stuff we're going over right now. Like how well does it link up to what Tiki's telling us right now? Like obviously did he get to all 4 parks, which presumably he will, unless something really unforeseen happens.
It's going to be a fucking nightmare if I don't make it to all 4 parks in 6 days, man. I'll tell you that much. That'll be like a worst case scenario.
like The main thing that really kind of stick out with layout here is like how like his general like kind of plan looking at the map of like he enters the park and like he goes like I guess towards the left side or the right side towards like kind of like a frontier land or what's on the opposite side of
Tomorrowland.
yeah, like basically which side is he going to be like which course correction is he going to stick to essentially like basically he lays out like a general like I'm gonna go to this park I'm gonna make my way kind of south and kind of head like north I guess I'm gonna head north and kind of go progressively this way and kind of circle back et cetera. That's mainly what layout's all about.
Okay.
Okay, we get the dining. Now dining is did Tiki achieve his major food goals like the big coveted like I must snack on this. I must eat and photograph and dine on this exquisite meal. I need the branding of my Disney dining experience. Someone punched my sandwich card. That sort of thing. That's going to be Tiki's overall dining experience. Basically, all like the kind of the food related experience, kind of presentation and such. Like, did Tiki eat the things that he coveted? So much. Did he achieve what he coveted in regards to a dining experience? So kind of yeah. All right. So there's layout, there's dining. Then we get to what I like to call cheers, which would be
Oh God.
like cheers, here, cheers.
Can I just say this is probably the most important element of the trip, especially
Well,
when you the low thing of it all. You know, the freedom.
so if anyone's just wondering, so what is he gonna be binging Cheers while he goes down there? No, he's not. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but I'd be like, I guess he
I'm
just put
gonna
it.
watch the entire series run of Cheers in the same week, Dragon.
You joke about that, but you know I've done that. Anyway, okay, seriously. So there's so Cheers is Tiki's drinking experience. So again, the dining is primarily in the food and the presentation of the food. Like, did it live up to his expectations? Did he do it? That sort of stuff. And then Cheers is like all the fancy kind of drinks. Like, did he get like the fuzzy navel he longed for? You know, did he get the dimple pinch like Walter White did? Did he, well, whatever again specific drinks he's aiming for. Like, did he? What he's going to lay out for us here? Like, did he wet his whistle correctly?
Also, I feel like it's important to also have in that category. Did I hold my liquor correctly?
Yes, that too. Yeah, I was good. I think I outlined that too. The other thing too, like, also there's going to be a tracking of Tiki's sobriety, and of course, and he can always lie.
Oh God! Oh dear God! That's gonna be fun.
There's going to be the honor system on this, by the way, folks. So again, if Tiki really just wanted to mess with us, he could just like he's going to make up a whole bunch of stuff. Just say, no, I did this and I did that, but we're going to go with the honor system on this. That okay, everything's going to tell us when he comes back. Actually, hopefully he's not going to cheat to get all 30 points. Hopefully, but the point is, yeah, we're going to be tracking like how well did he hold his liquor, like if he downgraded for a drink, did he make up for that by getting like something even better? Like, yeah, he could do something completely different, but if it's like better, if it was like oh my God, I tried something new and it's better, and basically if it kind of captured what he had hoped for the other drink, might buy him back a few points. You never know. That's Cheers. So again, we got layout, we got dining, we got Cheers. Then we have attraction achievement or attraction achievements.
Okay.
Of it being this kind of the video game like attraction achievements unlocked. So it's did Tiki hit the major ride goals? So pretty much like the dining thing. Did he hit the major ride goals? Like again, like his white whales. Did he seek the white whales? Did he go to like the attractions and the rides that they were like the must-haves? Like I gotta hit this. And again, kind of same rule of thumb. Like even if he missed it again, like, did he do something that kind of like made up for it, or did he not, or was he lacking? What was the line situation like? So that sort of stuff. So that's the attraction achievement. Like, did he get to the land of milk and mouse and kind of was it all that was cracked up to be?
All right.
Was he squashed between was he squashed between a noisy Norwegian family or not? Like, these are the answers we're going to find out.
Okay.
All right. So then we're going to get to Then we get to the next category. So again, we got layout, we got dining, we got Cheers, we got attraction achievement. Then we have the interesting ones here. We have exploration. This is the big philosophical.
I like this category.
This one's like one of the ones for all the marbles. Here's the big one we got to know about here. Exploration is what new things did you discover? What secrets did you unlock in your journey to the land of mouse and honey? Like, what new things did you discover? What new things did you experience? And importantly, what new things did you learn about Walt Disney World? That's the real question. Like, what new things did Tiki learn? So exploration's like, what did he learn? Did he take something away from the journey? It wasn't just like, nah. Okay, so then we have the last categories again: layout, dining, cheers, attraction, achievement, exploration, and the sixth and final one, adaptability. And this one again is kind of for all the marbles, especially for Tiki. This is Tiki's trial by fire, so to speak. This is, how well did Tiki improvise? Because, of course, as I can attest to many a time, rarely.
There's absolutely 0% chance that everything I lay out is going to go according to plan, and I know that.
Folks, even as much as I've tried, sometimes succeeded, but not as often as I'd like, rarely do things in life go perfectly as planned. And that's where the best of stories in life come from. Like what you did in the face of utter abysmal.
And Dragon, that's honestly kind of like this category in itself is kind of a big part of why I wanted to do the trip report format this way, because it essentially kind of like alleviates the stress of things going wrong, where it's basically like, well, okay, if things go wrong, A, I've got the score to worry about, and B, it'll make for a good story regardless. You know what I mean?
Much like the greatest lessons in life that come from failure, the greatest stories in life come from improvisations that stem from failure or the potential of failure. So basically, adaptability is how did Tiki improvise under fire and deal with the obstacles that he was faced with? Like how well he did in the face of that. Of course, if he was like a wet sponge on the ground, just like I don't know, he's in a fetal position, just like I don't know.
Dragon, I want to just emphasize that that's actually like there's a less than 0% possibility of that happening.
Exactly. I'm just saying, like, if like I don't know if like everything just completely crumbled, like the park, like it closes, it's raining, and he's just like alone, like why? The cast member Goofy, like he just kind of slips on a banana peel and like obviously that's gonna kill it. Well, okay, I guess I'm not doing that. Okay, so those are the six categories out of 5, which of course would equate to 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's lay it out, Dragon. This is going to be technically 7 days, but I'm going to count tomorrow as day 0. All right.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because it's going to be 6 theme park days plus the travel day.
I wonder. Not sure if we should count the travel day or not, but
I think we should, because I do have specific plans for it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: do any of the plans you had for when you arrive there kind of correlate with any of the 6 categories I laid out?
Yes.
Okay, that's like dining and stuff. Like there's something.
Yes.
Yes. All right,
Dining. Yes.
Yeah, sure. In that case, let's count it. Sure, absolutely. So day 0.
Okay. All right. So barring that everything goes right with the airporter situation, I'm catching an airporter down to San Francisco International Airport. And, God forbid I go through security okay, because I always have anxiety when it comes to going through security.
He's got a filling! Run!
Oh, God. You have no idea how much that, Dragon, just don't even joke about that, okay? Anyway.
Someone get which one of the TSA guys is a trained dentist? Get him over here!
Oh, God.
No, not the guy from Get Out, the other guy!
All right.
Rel doesn't know anything about dental work. I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah. So my goal is my airporter leaves at 8:30 in the morning. Keep in mind this is all Pacific time, and then we're going to transition into Eastern time.
I've never heard. So airporters, like, what is that? The shuttle to get to the airport? Do you mean just kind of the plane ride?
It's the shuttle to get to the airport.
That's a good name. I never thought of that. That's a really clever name, like airporter. It's so cute. Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm catching the airporter in my local Park and Go in Petaluma, and then catching it all the way up to San Francisco. And so barring everything goes right with that, and we don't have any crises right off the bat, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid.
He's gonna run to make the plane.
I'm hoping to get to the terminal, like my actual terminal, around 10:30 or 11, and I board at 12:20, so I board a little bit after noon. And so I'm hoping that gives me a solid hour to grab something to put in my stomach. I don't really care what, probably like just some fruit or a croissant or something like that, nothing too fancy. And also, Dragon, it's just kind of like a weird tradition of mine when I go on trips to buy an Entertainment Weekly and just read it cover to cover on the flight. So I'll probably end that.
Sorry, real quick, do you think I should add like a just on the fly here? So I'm throwing it out there. So if you want to do this to complicate things, you don't have to. But should I add like a travel category for all this stuff? Just to, can I add like 5 points extra, like 35 points, or should we stick?
Well, you know what you could do is it wouldn't necessarily just have to be the flight. It could also be like how I handle like the park hopping and the and the bus situation, the monorails and all that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so overall travel, just like how all that goes. All right, so
transportation.
So I should add the 5 points for transportation.
I would say travel/transportation. Yes.
Okay, so now that's a new update, folks. Now there's a 7th category, which is just kind of we'll call it. We'll simply just call it travel. But I know what you're talking about. All the transportation is travel.
Okay. All right. So then the actual flight, Dragon. This is very important because I've got a game plan for keeping myself occupied. I'm going to have 2 Nintendo systems. I'm going to have my Switch and my 3DS at the ready. With my Switch, I'm currently making my way through Let's Go Eevee, and I'm pretty engrossed in that game at this point, so it should be pretty easy to, kind of drain the Switch's battery life on that. And the Switch's battery life is probably only going to last about half the flight, which is why I have the 3DS.
Attention, I got it.
Yeah, with the 3DS, I just picked up WarioWare Gold, and I love the WarioWare series, and I'm looking forward to revisiting that. I've had it for about a week, and it's been kind of driving me crazy, like sort of wanting to save it. Importantly, though, my Switch is going to be exclusively on the flights. I'm not going to risk bringing my Switch with me into the parks. But my 3DS is going to be kind of like my go-to entertainment for the downtime. The bus rides, the waiting for the entertainment to start, the waiting around for the fast passes, all that. Like I'm definitely going to rely on my 3DS for that. And I also loaded up a few games onto my 3DS. I loaded up specifically Tetris because, Tetris is just a good standby if you got like 5 minutes to kill. You know what I mean? And also Super Mario World, which is kind of a blast from the past from my childhood. I'm probably going to beat Super Mario World within the time on my trip, I'm guessing, because it's just a great game to just kind of like mindlessly plow through for me. And then also on the flight, if those 2 game systems aren't enough, I'm also going to be bringing a book with me called the you're gonna love this, Dragon. The Drinker's Guide to Walt Disney World.
Oh God.
Now, this is going to lay out specifically each and every spot that sells alcohol on property and what they sell and everything and what the author recommends. Honestly, I kind of thumbed through this book a little bit. Like I didn't get into detail with it or anything, but honestly, I don't like the fact that the author is like, he really has a thing for IPAs, man. Like he kind of has a bias towards IPAs. He's like, all right, get the IPA. And I'm like, dude, I want to have a variety of drinks. You know what I mean? I'm not a beer guy, so it's not helping that you're just telling me to get the IPA everywhere. But we'll see how that goes.
All right, so okay, 2 things. One, what does IPA stand for?
I don't fucking know, Dragon. I'm not a beer guy.
All right. Okay, fine. Let me ask you this, okay? Is the goal to get as hammered as possible when you go? Are you trying? So I know when we get there. Are you trying to get sloshed while you're there, or is it just you're going to track it, see if it happens?
I'm gonna track it and see what happens. On the record, no, I am not going to try and get sloshed.
Good.
I'm gonna have a good time. You know what I mean?
I'm just imagining when you keep basically talking about the drinking portion, is I keep this drinker's guide to Disney. I keep thinking of you going down there just with like a mouse hat tilted, like when you wish upon a star. Matter who you are.
Dragon, I will pretty much guarantee you that there will be at least one drunken ride on the Three Caballeros boat ride in Epcot. I guarantee you. Like,
why doesn't he sound like Don Cheadle? Why?
All right. Okay, so I'm going to land in Florida, hopefully about 9 p.m. Eastern. This is important. We transition now into Eastern time, so the flight will last about 5.5 hours. And so then I take the Magical Express, of course. and I'm going to I'm presuming that I'm going to be one of the last people dropped off on the Magical Express because I'm staying in the All-Star resorts, which are kind of out in the boonies, sort of by Animal Kingdom. And so, but in a way that'll be kind of cool because it'll give me kind of a tour of the other resorts. I'll get to kind of see at least the front lobbies of some of the other resorts as they drop off guests. So anyways, Dragon, once I get back to my room, I'm probably gonna take a quick shower, change. I'm gonna be wearing sweats on the plane just for comfort, and then I'll probably change into a nice pair of jeans, and I'm gonna take the bus up to Disney Springs. And I don't have any dining goals for Disney Springs in mind. I have like 3 places, so let's kind of track it based on 3 places. You might want to write this down, all right?
All right.
Okay, so I have my number one priority is a place that Adventure Blue Dude has recommended me try out, which is called Enzo's Hideaway, which is basically kind of like a speakeasy bar that serves Italian food. That's definitely my go-to choice for the night. If I can go anywhere, it's Enzo's Hideaway. If I can't do Enzo's, I'm gonna go to Morimoto Street Food, which is it's an Asian restaurant run by an Iron Chef, and the only tricky part with that is that it closes that's probably out of the food the thing I most want to try. Like Enzo's Hideaway is probably the thing I want to most try for atmosphere, but out of the food I most want to try Morimoto Asia. And then third on the list is a little joint called the Edison, which is a steampunk themed kind of bar club type place.
Nice.
Those are the big 3. I'll probably also stop into Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar and get a drink there. I'll remind you that Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar is literally the bar themed around the Indiana Jones character with the pet snake Reggie.
I know, it's great.
And yeah, that's about it. So basically, I'm planning on one meal at Disney Springs and maybe like popping in at 1 or 2 bars to get additional drinks, spending around maybe $50 that first night.
All right.
And then I'll take the bus back home, and then we get to the plans. All right. So let's get to it. So day 1.
Day numero uno.
Yes. So first of all, let's look at the operating hours here. I've got the operating hours pulled up. This is every day I'm going to be in the park, the 2nd through the 7th. So let's go down to Hollywood Studios. And as you can see at Hollywood Studios Dragon, that has an extra magic hour on my first day from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Now, of course, you know what's at Hollywood Studios. That's of particular interest to you and me.
Yep. Very Pixar related.
Storyland.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get a bus around 7 o'clock in the morning to Hollywood Studios for that 8 a.m. extra magic hours. And my goal for the extra magic hours is I'm going to do Slinky, of course. I'm going to do Rock and Roller Coaster, and I'm going to do Tower of Terror. If I can do those 3. If I can do those 3, then I'll be really satisfied. Maybe Rock and Roller Coaster a couple times if I'm lucky and I can hit it at a good point, or I can hit a good spot in the single rider line or something like that. Slinky Dog Dash I'll only do once at Rope Drop. I have other plans for Toy Story Land that we'll get to. And so then I will go ahead and take a bus up to the Magic Kingdom, where we start in with my Fast Pass plans, which we'll get to momentarily. So let's scroll down a little bit. So, and of course, as I already said, I'm staying at the Disney's All-Star Music Resort, which, in my opinion, based on the research I've done, it seems like the nicest of the 3 All-Star resorts. Like, it seems like the one that's kind of the least, like, the most classy and the least tacky. So I'm not expecting much from my resort, but, I'm expecting to have a roof over my head to sleep in, and that's about all I need, really. So, all right. All right, so let's get to I just have this Kylo Ren thing here just to remind me that I was going to do the extra magic hour. So, okay, so I'm going to catch a bus probably by 10 probably by 10 a.m. I'll be on a bus back to the Magic Kingdom from Hollywood Studios. And it takes, generally speaking, you want to give yourself about an hour to an hour and a half for transportation. So with that in mind, as you can see, my first fast pass is for the Jungle Cruise from 11:25 to 12:25. So that hour gives me, that hour window gives me kind of like the luxury of the luxury of kind of like, okay, if I get to the park at 11:30, I'll still have a solid hour to go through security and actually get to the Jungle Cruise. Importantly, Dragon, the Jungle Cruise is under a seasonal overlay right now called the Jingle Cruise, as you might know. And I've been checking the app, and this is like consistently one of the longest waits in the Magic Kingdom. Like it gets over an hour pretty consistently. And so probably just because of the holiday overlay element of it. And because if I know anything about the Jingle Cruise from Disneyland, it's better in the day than it is at night, just because the Christmas decorations aren't really as pronounced at night, and you can see them more clearly in the day. So that's why I decided to go with Jungle Cruise as a fast pass, because I am not about to wait an hour or longer for the Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise is honestly one of those rides where, as much as I like it, I'll probably wait about a half hour for it at the most in standby. Okay, so with that in mind, let's scroll down, and 1:30 Dragon, we're going to hit Be Our Guest. Now, importantly, in that kind of time frame between Jungle Cruise and Be Our Guest, I'm hoping to do one of two things. I'm hoping to either do great moments in Muppet history if the time frame works out for that, or I'm hoping to do the Hall of Presidents. I'm probably not going to get around to the Hall of Presidents during this time because it's a pretty long show. I can probably crack out the Country Bears during this time, though. But anyways, Be Our Guest. This is about Be Our Guest, right, Dragon? It's the immersive, like, eat in the Beast Castle type dining experience.
Yeah.
So I've already got my order placed, and I'm going to be ordering a French dip sandwich on a baguette with a pink grapefruit Schaffenhofer beer from Germany. So I'm really looking forward to it. That pink grapefruit Schaffenhofer is an Epcot favorite. It's a favorite at the Germany Pavilion in Epcot, so I'm looking forward to having it at the Magic Kingdom. Right. Then once we get to 255 to 355, we have Space Mountain. I'll probably be doing the Carousel of Progress before I go on Space Mountain. And that's obviously a fast pass. And then finally, probably about as soon as I get out of Space Mountain, I'll head for Peter Pan's Flight. I'll probably try and do Peter Pan's Flight. I'll probably try and do Mickey's PhilharMagic before Peter Pan's Flight. So you notice the pattern here, Dragon. There's like I try and work in like at least one attraction between all my fast passes. And that attraction is, usually going to be a show or something like that can be pretty easily gotten into. So, okay. So, transitioning back into the schedule, let's get back up to Magic Kingdom. So as you can see, Dragon Magic Kingdom closes at 6 p.m. that night. So I'm going to try and get out of the park by about 5 p.m. And I'm going to hop the monorail over to Epcot to round off the night. And this is where the drinking begins, buddy. This is where the drinking begins, like truly. Epcot, I want to my goal here the first night is to at least get a margarita. And Dragon, mark this down as an important drink I need to get. There's a drink cart at the China Pavilion in Epcot called it's called the Joy of Tea. And it's got all kinds of different Chinese teas, but importantly, it's got two different alcoholic beverages that I really want to try. One of them is called the Cantaloupe, which is basically rum and cantaloupe. And the other is called Peking Ducks in Love, which is it's kind of this mocha sort of like Bailey's Irish cream type drink, Dragon, with tea in it. And so I'm going to order both of those at Epcot the first night. I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to make a point to see either the American Adventure or Impressions de France. I'm probably going to try and book a fast pass for Spaceship Earth just to say I did Spaceship Earth on that first night. And really, I'm not too concerned about attractions. In terms of dining, I don't have any reservations on that first night for Epcot, but I'll probably just end up hitting some quick service spots, kind of see where I go with it. Maybe hit up the holiday in the park at Epcot, which is a series of holiday food booths around the World Showcase. Might see what I can find in there. Um, and so yeah, and the park will close at 9:30. And Dragon, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. All right. So 9:30, going to go out of the park. Also, hopefully, fingers crossed on this. Hopefully, I'm going to see Illuminations Reflections of Earth, which is the big Epcot fireworks show on that first night as well, just to crack it out. Because that show is leaving in the summer of 2019, and this will be my last chance to see it. All right, so Dragon, after that, I am going to go ahead and take a stroll along the boardwalk, which is directly connected to the International Gateway of Epcot. Now, this is the second entrance into Epcot that you can get to. It's kind of in between the France and the UK pavilions, and it's a bit of a walk, but I feel like it'll be worth it. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of like walk around the boardwalk. I'm going to maybe get a drink at the Abracadabra bar, which is, you can guess the theme of that, Dragon. It's kind of like an old school, like, Houdini style magician's bar. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the bus back to the Magic Kingdom. Why would I take the bus back to the Magic Kingdom when I don't have a ticket for the Christmas party that's going on that night, you may ask? Well, simple, because the resorts at the Magic Kingdom are some of the ones that I really, really, really want to check out, specifically the Contemporary and the Polynesian. So, Dragon, I don't really have a fixed game plan in mind for this, but I do want to get at least one drink from each of these two places, maybe two from each of the two places. We'll see how it goes on time. But I plan on, basically I plan on getting to the Magic Kingdom area by bus, and then taking the monorail loop around the three resorts. I don't know what I'm going to do at Grand Floridian. Maybe that's where that drinking book will come in handy. And so at the end of the day, I plan on probably taking the bus back to my resort about midnight or so, roughly. Taking the bus back from Magic Kingdom. Although I'll probably do it a little before midnight. I'll probably do it about 11:30, just because the fireworks either a little before midnight or a little after midnight, because Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party gets out at midnight, and that's going to be a big rush to the buses. So I'll either leave a little before or a little after midnight. All right, what do you think so far?
Well, it's definitely chock full of stuff for the first day.
That's the first day.
Gotta be honest, a little distressed by all the drinking, but it's you go with the way you're gonna do.
All right.
A little concerned by it, but I mean, it's a vacation.
Exactly. All right.
Whether you're gonna be able to find your way, like which room's my room again?
Oh,
hey, lady, what does my room key say? What is my? Do you get the card key, or like it's a card key, right?
No, it's the Magic Band. The Magic Band is your room key.
Lady, yes. I can't see my wrist. What does it say?
Oh, dear God. All right. Okay, so day 2, Dragon. Day 2, we're going to start out at Animal Kingdom. As you can see, we've got extra magic hours at 8 a.m., so I'm probably going to... the All-Star Music Resort is like a 10-minute bus ride away from the Animal Kingdom, so I'm probably going to catch maybe a 7:15, 7:30 bus. But I don't want to be too late. I don't want to be too late for it, though. I don't, because Animal Kingdom is a park that really fills up at Rope Drop, especially at extra magic hours. So my goal is obviously to get there at Rope Drop, maybe get to the park like 45 to a half an hour early from 8 o'clock, so about 7:30 or so. And of course, naturally, I'm going to rope drop Flight of Passage. And then I have a 9:30 to 10:30 fast pass for the Nave River Journey, which I've never done before, Dragon, by the way. As you might remember, my last trip, the one time I had a chance to do it, it was broken down. So Nave River Journey will actually be new for me. All right. Let's see. So after that, my next fast pass is Dinosaur at 10:35 to 11:35. So honestly, I'm probably not going to do much in between Nave River and Dinosaur. I'm probably going to just head straight from Nave River to Dinosaur. And then we transition. We go to Kilimanjaro Safaris. I have that booked for 2:10 to 3:10. Now, importantly, Dragon, there's a couple things that I could do in this in-between time between Dinosaur and Kilimanjaro Safaris. One of the big things is I need to do Finding Nemo the musical. That's a big thing on my to-do list this trip. I missed it last trip and I regretted it. So I really need to do Finding Nemo the musical. Honestly, Dragon, I'm gonna level with you. If it's afternoon, it's kind of free range to drink at that point. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna get I'm gonna get lunch at the Smoke Tree Barbecue. They have these barbecue pulled pork fries with nacho cheese sauce and barbecue sauce that I'm really curious to try out. And I don't even know if the Smoke Tree Barbecue sells alcohol, so you might be in luck there. All right.
See, I'm secretly Tiki's conscience here. I'm just saying, no, Tiki, maybe you don't need the extra drink. Maybe just you kind of bask in the wonder.
In all likelihood, I'll probably walk away from this day in Animal Kingdom maybe like with one drink at the most, but probably none. So Kilimanjaro Safaris, I'm going to get to at 2:10 on the dot because I'm kind of going to be in a little bit of a time crunch here. So I'm hoping to get off of Kilimanjaro Safaris by 3, hoping to leave the park by 3:30. And then with that in mind, I'm going to go park hop over to the Hollywood Studios I'm going to park hop over to Hollywood Studios, hopefully going to get there by 5 o'clock. Now, once I get to Hollywood Studios, basically, I hate to say it, Dragon, but the one thing I'm going to do is probably get a little schlockered. Because
in Hollywood,
there are some holiday beverages that I want to try out here. There's a spiked hot cocoa flight that I'm very curious to try. There's a peppermint white Russian that I really want to try out. So I'm probably gonna have if I'm being honest, I'm probably gonna have about 3 drinks, which that's not terrible. It's not like over the top.
Sure, whatever helps you sleep. Go on.
So then after Hollywood Studios, I'm going to go ahead and take the bus over to Magic Kingdom once Hollywood Studios closes, or in all likelihood, I'm probably going to leave Hollywood Studios about a half hour before it closes, so probably about 7:30. I'm going to see Toy Story Land at night, but I don't know about riding anything at night because I just don't want to spend that much time in line, and I'm going to be in a crunch time position as it is. If I'm being honest with you, I might not ride anything at Hollywood Studios. I might just take in the holiday stuff like the Flurry of Fun. They have the projection show on the Tower of Terror, and I'm definitely going to check that out. Might ride Tower of Terror because Tower of Terror has usually pretty short waits during this time. But I'm definitely going to check out Toy Story Land at night. By all means, I'm going to walk through Toy Story Land at night. It's just an issue of Dragon, I'm going to aim for an Alien Swirling Saucers Fast Pass on this day. Once I use up my 3 at Animal Kingdom, I'm going to aim for an Alien Swirling Saucers Fast Pass. But I definitely can't guarantee that I'll be able to get it. And Alien Swirling Saucers is kind of a ride questionable if I'll go on it this trip. Just because, if anything else, I like the theme of it, but I have been on a variation of it before as Vader's Junkyard Jamboree at Cars Land, which is literally the exact same flat ride, just, rethemed, obviously. So, all right. So 7:30, I'm going to take the bus over to Magic Kingdom because we have my first ticketed event, Dragon. Oh, my God. We have Disney After Hours. Now, Dragon, do you remember Disney After Hours from my last trip report?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, this is where essentially you get to stay at the park 3 hours after it's closed to the public. It's a very low-key event. There's no parade, there's no fireworks. They give you free ice cream, but that's it. So there's no like free cookies or anything like there is at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So basically what I'm getting at here, Dragon, is everything is 5 minutes. Like Peter Pan might be like a 15 to 20-minute wait. Seven Dwarves might be about a 20-minute wait. But other than that, other than Peter Pan and Seven Dwarves, like relatively speaking on after hours nights, everything is a 5 minute wait. Like everything is basically walk on for those 3 hours that you're there. The one caveat is that they don't have attractions open like the Hall of Presidents and Carousel of Progress, Monsters Inc., those types of shows. So my goal with that is to get to the park a little bit early, a little bit before it closes. It closes at 10 p.m. that night, and so basically any time that I have before it closes, I'm gonna make a beeline for probably either Hall of Presidents or Carousel of Progress, or maybe even Monsters Inc. I'm gonna do Monsters Inc. once. I'm not thrilled to do it, but you know, I've heard good things about it, so we'll see. Maybe it'll be a surprise hit. Okay, so I'll be in Disney After Hours until about 1 a.m. I'll catch the bus, hopefully about 1:30, and I'll be back at my hotel, God forbid, about 3 in the morning. Sounds like a plan, right, Dragon?
Yep.
So you can already see the holes in this plan, right? You can already see where this is going to go terribly, terribly wrong. And there's basically, Dragon, this is where I'm just like, okay, I have to do some readjustments here. It'll be in the moment. It'll depend on how I feel. I'm probably going to do at least one sleep-in day, if I'm being honest with you. I don't want to, but my body's probably going to force me to at some point. I'm going to be freaking exhausted, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, next day, day 3. This is the Tuesday that I'm there. Okay, we're going to start at Epcot, Dragon. We're going to start at Epcot. Got a fast pass for Spaceship Earth at 10:10 to 11:10. I'm going to rope drop Frozen, Dragon. I'm going to rope drop Frozen just to make sure I get at least a couple rides on Frozen while I'm there. Because last time I only was able to do Frozen once, and I don't think I properly appreciated it. So I'm going to try and do Frozen multiple times this time around just to really get a good sense of it. So Spaceship Earth really tends to fill up around this time of day because it's like the first thing in the park, and it tends to get like hour-long waits. So I've got a fast pass for that. As you can see, I've got a fast pass for Soarin'. In between Spaceship Earth and Soarin', I don't know. I'll probably do something like like Journey into Imagination, Living with the Land, something like that. Then after that, I've got a fast pass from Space. Now this might change, Dragon. It might change depending. Like, I really do want to get on Living with the Land, and Living with the Land has been getting longer waits recently based on my research using the app. So Mission Space, I want to do at least once, but I've got 2 fast passes for Mission Space, so I might swap that out at some point. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, if I swap it out, it'll probably be most likely for Living with the Land. All right. And then after that, we go to Tep and Ito for lunch. Now, Dragon, this is the big dining event, all right? This is the one. This is my most anticipated dining event. So basically what happens at Tep and Ito is they sit you down on these grill tables, and basically they're tables that are directly attached to a grill, and parties of 8, so it's kind of like a very communal dining, at least I'm going to dine with people I don't know. But you know what? I don't mind that because I find I actually open myself up while I'm at Disney. And this is probably going to be a day where I do less drinking. I drink at the World Showcase, and that'll probably be it for the day, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Tep and Ito, it's a Japanese grill, and the chefs
come to the table and grill everything right there. So it's a very interactive kind of dining experience type thing. Every table has its own personal chef. This is something I wanted to do last trip, but I really couldn't convince my grandma to do it. So yeah, I booked it. All right, so we go to my plans. And with my plans, we see that I have a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on December 4th, Dragon. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is probably roughly, I'm going to say roughly about 4 o'clock. Roughly about 4 o'clock, I'm going to catch a monorail back to Magic Kingdom. Again, this is kind of one of those things where I'm going to try to, very much Magic Kingdom closes at 6 that day to the general public. And obviously, I'm going to be staying there until midnight for the Christmas party. But I'm going to very much try to get there at least an hour early, try and do Hall of Presidents. I want to emphasize when I say Hall of Presidents, I'm only going to do Hall of Presidents once, but it's kind of unclear when I'll get to do that. So obviously, the goal is to do everything that's going to be closed during the party. And I might even try to catch like a late performance of Great Moments in Muppet History if I can. And yeah, and then that'll be and then that night will be Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which I'm very much looking forward to. This will be my first out of 2 Very Merry Christmas parties. Now, Dragon, the whole idea of Very Merry Christmas parties, how much do you know about these Christmas parties in general? Are you lost on them?
A little bit.
Okay. I'll explain them. They're ticketed events. They're much more populated than the Disney After Hours because they come with a lot more perks to them than Disney After Hours does. Like, Disney After Hours is essentially just extra magic hours. Like, it's basically you paying for extended extra magic hours. But the Christmas party is like kind of a whole experience unto itself. Like, they deck every area of the park out for Christmas. There's Christmas entertainment all over the place. I know the Country Bears, outside of Country Bear Hall, they have kind of like lumberjack Christmas carolers or something like that. And Christopher Walken's there, and he's just like, I'm going to tear down Country Bear Hall. Let's see. They have cookie stations where they give away 3 free cookies. They have a whole bunch of rare characters out. So they have like characters like the 7 Dwarves and Jack and Sally, Moana, Nick and Judy from Zootopia, characters like that, characters that you don't really see all that often. The only one that I really want to get a picture with is Scrooge and Donald. Like, Scrooge and Donald, I'll wait in a line for. Everything else I can kind of hit or miss. Like, I'd love to get 7 Dwarves. I really would. That'd make a great Christmas card. But unfortunately, 7 Dwarves, it's like a multiple hour time investment. Like, if you really want to see them, then you basically have to arrive at like 4 o'clock and wait 2 hours for them to actually show up. And if you don't do that, you're going to be waiting in a 2-hour line regardless. So I'm sorry, I'm not devoting 2 hours of my night to get a picture with the 7 Dwarves. But like I said, I certainly don't mind waiting like anywhere upwards of like half hour to 45 minutes for Scrooge and Donald. I mean, that's a picture I really want to get. Also this night they have the Christmas fireworks, which I'm not too thrilled about, Dragon. I'll probably pass on the fireworks if I'm being honest, because I'm just not really a big fireworks guy. But I do really want to see the Christmas parade. They do 2 parades a night at the Christmas party, one at like 8:30 or 9, and then the other one at 11. And so I'm probably going to go for the 11 o'clock one. And then most of my night, if I'm being honest with you, is probably going to be spent at attractions. Now, these aren't necessarily going to be walk-ons, but most of the rides will still be walk-ons. If they're not walk-ons, then there may be like 10, 15-minute waits. It's not quite as empty as the After Hours event, but it's still pretty empty, especially compared to like a regular park day. So I'm definitely going to try and get as much in as possible with the attractions there. And yeah, I'm probably going to linger around for an extra half hour once the party's over, just because I don't want to get caught up in that mad rush to get to the buses and everything. So I kind of want to leave the park preferably, and you can mark this down in like my transportation strategy because this is like the strategy I'm going to use generally speaking throughout the trip. Preferably I'm going to try and leave the park about 20 minutes after the park closes, just so I can, maybe get that first rush of people leaving the park over and dealt with, and it'll be a less chaotic situation at the bus stops. And yeah, all right, we're halfway through, Dragon. What do you think?
Well, I think we're definitely getting some tricky territory. I think there's definitely gonna be a lot of improvisation on these.
What do you mean? You think I'm going to have to do improvisation, or you think I'm just leaning towards improvisation?
But I think day two is a certainty for improvisation. This one, there's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right. Okay, Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the day with the most flexibility. So I'm going to do another Animal Kingdom day. I'm going to do another rope drop of Flight of Passage. In terms of my fast passes, I've got Dinosaur at 11:30 to 12:30. And believe it or not, Dragon, I actually have an Avatar Flight of Passage fast pass. This thing is like the goddamn golden ticket, okay? This thing is like, you have no idea how proud I was to get this on the morning I got it. So, so I'm probably going to spend the morning, just going from Pandora to Dinosaur and back. And then I'm going to have a little bit of a stretch time. Because I don't have another fast pass until Kilimanjaro Safaris at 4:20. I'll explain why I got that specific fast pass. But I'm gonna have some free time. So basically on this day, between those two fast passes, I'm gonna kind of just explore a little bit. I'm gonna maybe take in some live entertainment. If I didn't get a chance to see Finding Nemo on my first Animal Kingdom day, I'll certainly see it here. Maybe do a couple animal trails, just kind of flow of the park. Then the reason why I booked a 4:20 to 5:20 fast pass for Kilimanjaro Safaris, Dragon, notoriously Kilimanjaro Safaris is really, really active around sunset. Like the animals on Kilimanjaro Safari. Like around sunset, that's where you're going to see the most activity on Kilimanjaro Safaris. So I'm basically going to kind of just time it to get in line, like right when I see the sun kind of starting to set. And then, yeah, it will hopefully be a glorious, glorious, like magic hour experience at the safari. Now, this is the tricky part, Dragon. This is the tricky part with this day. Because this day I don't have any scheduled ticketed stuff. I could, after Animal Kingdom's closed, I could basically after the safari ride, I could take the bus to Epcot, which closes at 9:30. So that'd give me a solid maybe 3 or 4 hours at Epcot. Or I could take the bus to Magic Kingdom, which has extra magic hours this night until midnight, which obviously it's not going to be empty like it was during the Christmas party or the after hours. I'm still going to deal with tons of crowds. So I'm leaning not towards doing Magic Kingdom that night. I'm really leaning not towards doing Magic Kingdom because I don't want to put in the time investment for Magic Kingdom when I'm going to have to deal with the crowds anyways. So basically, Dragon, I'm leaning towards either staying in Animal Kingdom until 8 o'clock when the park closes, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing, and then going resort hopping or going to Epcot. Now, either way, once I leave Animal Kingdom, it's going to be about 8 o'clock, so I'm probably going to explore another resort. I have a couple options here. I could go to the boardwalk, which there I really want to try this dueling piano bar at Epcot called Jelly Rolls. And it's basically like the name kind of, the dueling piano quality kind of says it all. You know what I mean? That's what you're going to get. You're going to get like live entertainment, really, basically the Ink and Paint Club from Who Framed Roger Rabbit with Daffy and Donald dueling pianos. That's what you're going to get, except minus the tunes. So I really want to try that out. And I'm definitely probably going to have a late dinner at the boardwalk somewhere. Maybe have a drink at Abracadavar. So either way, you know, no matter where I end up, if I park hop to Epcot, then I'll end up at the boardwalk. Or if I stay at Animal Kingdom until 8 o'clock, I'll also take the bus to the boardwalk. So either way, I'm going to end up at the boardwalk Wednesday. And then from the boardwalk, I'll take the bus to Disney Springs. And from Disney Springs, I'll take the bus home. Hopefully, at this point, actually be home by midnight, you know, be home at a reasonable hour. So Wednesday is going to be my easy day, Dragon. All right. All right. Next day. And this also might be a day that I might want to sleep in, honestly, because I already have a fast pass for Flight of Passage. So it's just an issue of if I think getting that third ride on Flight of Passage is really necessary. You know what I mean? So honestly, I really do feel like this day might be a good day that I would really benefit from sleeping in. So I might go that route. I might leave my hotel about 10 o'clock that day so I can get to the fast pass by or maybe even 11, honestly, because it takes like 10 minutes to get to Animal Kingdom. I might have like a breakfast at the food court, you know. So that actually sounds like a good plan. The more and more I think about it, that sounds like a solid plan. You know, it will give me a day to kind of recharge. You know, like a few hours sleep, Dragon, makes a world of difference for me. So if I can have one day where I don't have to worry about getting up at the ass crack of dawn, that honestly might make all the difference and might kind of be the big key ingredient to getting me through the rest of the trip. All right. So anyways, that's day 4. Okay, Thursday, December 6th, day 5. Going to be starting in Epcot. Epcot. Yep. Fast for Mission Space early in the morning. Like I said, I might not do both fast passes for Mission Space. I might trade one off. We'll see what happens. Frozen Ever After. I'm also going to rope drop Frozen Ever After, so that'll probably give me a grand total of 3 times riding Frozen Ever After, which, like I said, it's my goal to ride it that many times so I can really get a good sense of it. So I have a Frozen Ever After fast pass. And at this point, Dragon, I'm going to be honest with you, since I kind of went easy on myself this last day on Wednesday, I didn't really drink. I think on this day, I'm going to really try and hit some of the World Showcase drinking spots. I'm not going to drink around the world or anything. I'm not going to like have a drink from every single country or anything like that. But it's going to be right before my second Christmas party, so I am going to want to get a little buzz before my second Christmas party. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Okay. So, scroll down here. Okay, Le Cellier. I'm going to get a lunch at Le Cellier, but I'm only going to order the poutine and the cheddar cheese soup because the steaks are like $60 a piece, and that's freaking ridiculous. So I'm only going to order appetizers here, maybe 1 or 2 drinks. The drink menu at Le Cellier is really enticing, so I might order more than 1 drink here. We'll see what happens. Get another ride in on Spaceship Earth, because why not? Spaceship Earth might be my favorite ride on property, so I just want to do it as much as I can. And honestly, though, if I'm being honest with you, I might change that Fast Pass at Spaceship Earth to something in the World Showcase, or maybe even just ignore that Fast Pass for Spaceship Earth, just because I really do want to stick to the World Showcase. I want to leave Epcot about 5 o'clock, which would mean after lunch, I would have roughly, let's say lunch takes an hour, so round that up, it'd be about 2 o'clock. So I have like 3 solid hours at the World Showcase to do some drinking, do some snacking, maybe take in the American Adventure, maybe take in Impressions de France. At some point, I really want to see the Wonders of China as well, because Wonders of China, the China Circle Vision show is one of the attractions at Epcot that I didn't get to do last trip. So yeah, generally speaking, this is going to be kind of a World Showcase, if you will. But about 5 o'clock, I'm going to be catching the bus, and I'm going to be going to my second Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And the game plan here is very simple. Just do as many attractions as possible. Night one of my first night for the Christmas parties was the night where I was gonna, was the night where I'm gonna kind of like half dabble in the Christmas stuff, which honestly doesn't really interest me that much. These Christmas parties I'm mostly doing for the light crowds. But this night it's gonna be all about like, okay, this is my penultimate night in Disney World. It's going to be my final time going to the Magic Kingdom. I want to soak in as much as I can. You know what I mean? So that's really my main goal. I don't have any game plan. I just want to get on as many attractions as I can that night. All right, which brings us to our final day. So we're going to start the day at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And Dragon, you don't even know about this yet, but I've got an early reservation at 7 a.m., which means, honestly, I'm going to have to fucking be up at like 6 a.m., catch a 6:30 bus, which I'm not really happy about, but we'll see how that goes. But I've got a 7 a.m. reservation for early morning magic at Toy Story Land. So this not only is going to guarantee that I get food in my stomach, I get a breakfast and everything, but it's also going to give me roughly a solid hour and a half at Toy Story Land with like 5 to 10 minute waits for everything. So I'm going to do Slinky Dog at least twice, probably Midway Mania at least once, and then hopefully Aliens Rolling Saucers, but I'm not going to like bet on Aliens Rolling Saucers. I'm not going to wait for that if it's like more than a couple cycles. And after that, after the park officially opens at 9 a.m., I'm going to hit Rock and Roller Coaster at Rope Drop. Hopefully do Rock and Roller Coaster a couple times. Rock and Roller Coaster is another one that it's kind of in that Frozen category where I just feel like I need to do it more times to really get a sense of it, especially as a big coaster fan. I keep hearing such great things about that ride. And I've only done it the one time. So my goal with Rock and Roller Coaster is to do it like maybe 3 to 5 times total. Okay, so after the early morning magic at Toy Story Land, we get to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror Fast Pass at 10 a.m. Rock and Roller Coaster Fast Pass at 11:50. And then Slinky Dog Dash at 2:05. In between these fast passes, I'll probably end up doing stuff like Muppet Vision. I'll probably end up getting lunch, maybe Mama Melrose. I might get lunch at Mama Melrose. Not exactly sure where I'm going to get lunch. I might just save lunch for Epcot. I might just get like a cinnamon roll or something at the Trolley Car Bakery just to tide me over. Of course, I am going to have breakfast, so that's going to be one thing. But ignore Il Molino, by the way. I'm probably not going to get this. I'm probably not going to go to this reservation. I'm probably going to cancel this reservation. Anyways, so after Slinky Dog, I'm probably going to go to Epcot to round off the trip. And generally speaking, this is going to entail just doing stuff that I might not have gotten a chance to do before. So, if I haven't gotten a chance to hit up Test Track, I'll do that. Journey into Imagination, stuff like that. Of course, I'm going to be doing some drinking around the world and, hit up Impressions de France, American Adventure. When I say Impressions de France and American Adventure, it's one of those things kind of like the Hall of Presidents where I only plan on doing those things maybe twice a piece. So, it all just depends on the times. And I'm going to lock it in, Dragon. I'm going to lock it in that the last trip of the night, the last ride of the trip is going to be Spaceship Earth. Because that's kind of been a tradition of mine. I'm hoping to make that a tradition. That was my last ride of the last trip, and I want it to be the last ride of this trip. And after Spaceship Earth, Dragon, I might, depending on my energy level, I might do some exploring on the boardwalk again. And here's the deal with Il Molino. Il Molino is a really high-class Italian restaurant, and I hear it makes a damn good penne and marinara. And penne and marinara is like my favorite pasta in the world, Dragon. I can just eat like boatloads of penne and marinara. And what I like about the selling point for Il Molino to me is that they're very simple with their recipes. They don't try and add all these extra garnishes. They're very simple with their ingredients. So right now I do have a restaurant reservation there for 10:15. By all means, the Swan, by the way, the Swan Hotel is connected to the boardwalk. It's about a 5-minute walk from the boardwalk. So it's very much accessible from the boardwalk, which, as you know, is accessible from Epcot. So I very much do want to do Il Molino. I'm not sure if that time frame is going to work out. I might change it to a later reservation, like maybe an 11 reservation or something like that. But Il Molino is probably going to be my last meal of the trip, and that'll just about do it, Dragon. And then with that in mind, I'll probably end up catching a bus from the Swan to Disney Springs, and then from Disney Springs back to my hotel, and call it a trip. And then after that, the next day, take my sad, depressing Magical Express bus ride back to the airport. But we don't have to talk about that right now. That's like forever away in my mind. So that's it.
Yep.
My God, wow. I gotta say, Dragon, laying it all out verbally, I'm just like, shit, what the hell am I getting myself into?
See, I remember the simple days where you just commit one day to basically do a park a day. That was my simple way of doing things when I went to Florida. And Tiki's just going all over the map and just getting he's milking the.
Do you have all this written down, Dragon? I'm curious. What are your notes like?
Well, it's all there.
Okay.
All there. Plus, I have this as a record to get all in to double check. But of course, it's
All right. Man. Yeah. Dragon. Obviously, it goes without saying, something's gonna go wrong, right? Like,
no,
go wrong.
Something going wrong? No. Perish the thought.
And that's honestly kind of the fun of the trip, and the fun of doing this trip report in particular is just like I said, at least if something goes wrong, I'm going to have a fun story out of it. That's kind of my attitude. You know what I mean? I'm going to craft this whole trip as sort of a narrative on my part.
Good.
All right. So Dragon, any particular days stand out to you? Like, I'm curious to kind of get like a sports center on this.
All right, let me do a little overview here. Okay, let me see which.
Yeah, why don't you just go through all 6 days and maybe just give kind of like a general prediction on how hard I'm gonna fail.
All right. Well, let's see. Okay. So day 0. Day 0, I'm seeing it should all go pretty swimmingly. You're probably not going to make all the. You're probably going to get Morimoto or Morimoto. Was it Morimoto? Is that
Morimoto.
Morimoto? You're probably going to get Morimoto. It's going to come down to a choice between Morimoto and Enzo's hideaway. You're probably going to go with Morimoto, but you'll most likely get those two in. You're probably not. Maybe Jacques, the Edison's probably going to be a no-go, but we'll see that.
The Edison's probably going to be a no-go unless I can't get into other places. The Edison is kind of a fallback.
Sure. Day 1 should go pretty swimmingly. Maybe a shadow of something going wrong, but again, you'll lulled into a false sense of security. Everything's going to be good there. Then we're going to get to day 1, starting off strong with the Hollywood Studios, going for the extra hour early, which you won't get there the full hour early. It'll just be is like the 7 o'clock kind of window. Getting ready for the 7 o'clocks where you might hit a bit of trouble, but everything should work out well enough. Might be like half an hour to get in there.
Basically, as long as I can do Slinky Dog in that extra hour, I'm good.
Right. Let's see. So day 1's the point is day 1's going to be the big determining factor. Day 1 is going to be the best way to gauge how you're going to do through this whole trip. So if you can make it through day 1, then you might be in good shape. But even if so, you're going to burn a lot of gas in the tank. If you catch my meaning, day 1's always going to be your day 1 is the first. It's kind of the first march on a battlefield. Again, it's going to be like a warm up exercise.
Right. Right, for sure, for
Like
sure.
the day zero is the adventure, and then day one is like the first day
Aw.
of your fun work, so to speak. Let's see, Hollywood
Exactly.
Studios to Epcot, and then we're getting ambitious with Magic Kingdom, and then we're going to be bombarding you with drinks, which I'm sure is going to lead. Most of your big disaster point is going to be day two. That's the one that's going to hurt you. Day two is where things are most likely going to go wrong. If you're lucky, things will go relatively right on day one, but you're going to be completely exhausted earlier than you expect when you go to day two. And when you go to day two, it's you're going to start with Animal Kingdom. You're gonna hit the biggies, and you're gonna be kind of awestruck and gobsmacked, like, "Oh my God, look at the Flight of Passages line." You're gonna be going out of your mind a little bit there. Then you're gonna get into that, and you're gonna want to see the Nemo musical, and then you're gonna make a big choice with Nemo or something else. So that's gonna happen. Let's see. So then you're gonna go to in Hollywood Studios. Should be pretty straightforward. Seems you're more looky loo on that day with Hollywood
Yeah, yeah,
Studios.
yeah. Like I
So
said, if I'm lucky, I'll get a fast pass for something.
right, right. Okay, so then we get to day three. Day three is going to be either day three or
And
well,
of
I
course,
think
day two is also the the late night like extra the after hours thing.
yes. So day three is going to be the beginning of your endurance. So day three is going to be like that's when you're starting.
I completely agree. I completely agree. That's exactly how I see it as well.
One is the last 3 days are going to be the most challenging. Like day two is going to be the part where you say, "Oh, what did I do?" And then day three is going to be, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." And you're gonna let's see, you're gonna start the day off most likely with you're gonna go Frozen. It's gonna be like you start the good day. Okay, I'm exhausted. Hey, look, Frozen, yay! And the rest of the day is gonna go on, and you're gonna say, okay, I'm doing it, and then you're gonna convince yourself you're having fun, and you probably will be. I'm just saying it's gonna be the point where you have to convince yourself, yeah, worth it, right? And towards the end of that day, you might start having to make the tough calls like, okay, and basically for this point, progressively, day three and day four is when you're going to be making the most compromises. So day four, let's see, so day four is going to be the point where, yeah, day four is going to be the max amount of compromise you're going to make in my estimation.
Well, to tell you the truth, Dragon, I'm not too worried about day four because day four is sort of my sleep in and leave the parks early kind of day. I'm not doing that much on day four.
Right. Sorry,
So
I'm
day three being the compromise day.
day three is going to be the beginning of compromise. I'm sorry, I got my day. I was looking at my notes wrong there. When I said four, I think I meant five. I think I might. Oh wait,
Okay.
no, I think I meant. I'm sorry. Let me go back on. So yeah, three is going to be the start of the compromise. I think five is going to be the day where you're going to be dead tired, but you're going to be easing into and just trying to check off remaining boxes. That's what day five is going to be for you. You're going to get to the second Mickey Christmas thing, and you're going to be going there for the ride, but you're going to be swept up in the Christmas of it all. Like, you know what? The holidays are nice. You're going to have that moment there.
I could see that. I could see that.
See, oh, yes, but I'm sorry. I know what I was thinking of with day four. Okay, just go back to day four for a moment here. Day four, you're going to be faced with, day four is going to be the big compromise. That's going to be the huge compromise when you get to the whole Epcot or Magic Kingdom and the whole boardwalk of it all. That's when things are going to get.
Oh, I'm not doing Magic Kingdom. I guarantee you, I'm not going to Magic Kingdom.
But you're going to question it, though, when you get there. But you say that now, but you're going to be like, I don't know. I might want to go back to Magic Kingdom. But then it's...
No, I don't. I don't think so because I'm gonna have one more night at Magic Kingdom, and
Well, it all depends how things go at Epcot, I suppose.
yeah, like I said, I like with day four, I'm leaning towards just doing a full day at Animal Kingdom because that would ensure that I'd get to see like the Nemo musical and some of the entertainment in Pandora, and also it would ensure that I get to see Pandora at night. So I'm really leaning towards staying at Animal Kingdom until closing at 8 o'clock, and then going resort hopping. Like it should be relatively straightforward.
Four is definitely going to take the wind out of your sails in many regards, I'm sure. Again, because you're going to be craving that sleeping, and you're not going to sleep in enough. You're going to be eager for the day, and you're going to wake up a little early that day. All right, so then we get to day six, and day six is going to be when you're battered and bruised, but you're kind of self-crossing your way across the finish line.
It's gonna kind of be like the victory lap. Like,
do you
yeah,
remember?
I did it, motherfucker. I'm exhausted, and I'm gonna pass out at any minute, but I did it.
Let me put it to you this way. Do you remember that scene in have you ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene?
A long time ago. I don't remember much of it.
Okay, well, I don't know if you remember this bit. There's a really great bit of physical acting because, of course, it's Jim Carrey with two personalities in the same body. Of course, there's this great bit where essentially, he gets shot at a certain point in the movie, and the other, the tougher Hank personality has to take Charlie, has to, has to get him out of there, and basically kind of steals a car and kind of drives out there, like topples over the bad guy and everything. But when he does, so again, he is shot, but he's acting like he's carrying his injured buddy to the car, and he flips him inside the thing. Basically, carrying your imaginary buddy. That's going to be you. You're the imaginary buddy. Essentially, that's going to be you getting yourself across the finish line for that day of like, we're almost there. One more ride on the Slinky Dog Dash. We can do it. Hints and Muppet Vision. And then you're gonna get the Epcot, and Epcot's gonna be the whole like that's you being flung into the car, and it's gonna be like, okay, let it ride.
Right. I could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah.
That's gonna be you just gonna wait like, okay. It's like this, it's kind of the smile on your face is like is like, yes, I see that. It's gonna be kind of the ending of Black Panther once you're there. It's gonna be like I saw the sunrise. That's all I wanted. I saw the sunrise. So that's going to be your Epcot experience by the end of things. And then you're going to be wondering, like, do I want that reservation? It might be a moment, even if you schedule a reservation, you're going to question, like, do I want it, though?
Yep. I'm definitely going to be debating that the whole day. I guarantee.
I added so much, and I've put so much into it, but I just don't have any fight left in me. I hunger for more, but I can't make my way there. I don't know if I have the fight left in me. There's always next trip, but it's there. It's there. And what's with the eyes? I gotta know.
What, the eyes at Il Molino?
Yes.
I don't know. It's just the font, dude.
I know. Anyway. And of course, Spaceship Earth. That's going to be kind of like that's going to be the swan song. It's going to be kind of your rocket crying moment at the end of Guardians. Like, I made it.
Yeah, totally.
He's gonna make it on his own.
God help me. God help me. Right. Any final thoughts, Dragon?
Best of luck. Good luck with all of that. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I wouldn't do it myself. I mean, if I were there, I wouldn't plan on being that extensive with it. Again, I'd probably try to keep it simple. If it were me, the most ambitious I'd get is try a park hop at least one day. The most ambitious I'd get.
Dragon, you're paying like an extra $50 for that park hop, all right? You got to make it worth it.
Well, sure. Again, but still, I just probably try to keep it simple. I don't know. That's just me. But again, very ambitious stuff. We'll see how it works out for you. And again, we'll be keeping score. So best of luck.
All right. Thanks for joining us, folks. I don't exactly know when we're going to actually get to the trip report. It might have to be after Christmas.
Most likely.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing a lot of seasonal shenanigans when I get back. We're going to have a lot of catching up to do. It'll be kind of like a snap back to reality. And like I said, Dragon, I don't want to think it's such a depressing idea to think about like the bus ride back to the airport at this point. That's like the fucking most depressing thing ever at this point.
The thing I really wonder is when you go to this trip, I mean, this is going to be a certain stretch. Like hopefully your second wind on the last day, but there's a good chance that last day is either going to go like, I think best case scenario, like the most triumphant comparison to what that last day could be like for you is the is a Bohemian Rhapsody Live Aid for you. That whole day is just going to end on like We Are the Champions as you leave battered and bruised.
Oh God!
He just keeps going. He's so Disneyed out, but he just keeps on going. And he grew a mustache for some reason. Wow.
Well, I can tell you, I'm definitely gonna have. I'm not gonna be shaven the whole week, so I'll definitely be having some stubble by the time I leave. That won't be a question.
And of course, the real thing will be like, is it a Freddie Mercury mustache? No, it's a Walt mustache.
Have you seen how Rudnick's mustache recently, Dragon?
He has a mustache now?
Yes. You should look up the new movie fights just to see it.
Is it a handlebar?
It's kind of a Freddie Mercury stash. I'm going to be honest with you.
All right, all right.
All right. Anyways.
Anyway.
So, folks, obviously, I'm fucking super excited. I'm jumping out of my skin. I need to get to bed because I've got a long day tomorrow. I've got
But
a
you
long
won't get any sleep.
adventure. Shut up. Don't jinx me. Don't jinx me.
Well, because you're going to be so excited.
I know, but just I'm going to try, Dragon. I'm going to try. All right? I'm going to give it.
He's going to be counting Donald.
Oh, shut up. Why are you doing this to me, man? You're not starting me off on a good note.
No, I mean, it's like counting sheep to get to sleep. It's, appropriate, that's all.
Okay. So thanks for joining us, folks, and I will see you on the other side.